Welcome to the Jaron Jarvis channel. I am Jaron Jarvis. Today, I would like to introduce to you, I think I need to explain what happened to the hockey team of 2008. I was on my high school hockey team in 2008. Now, I wouldn't say we were the best, but we made it to state finals. There were 16 of us. I was sharing a room with Evelyn, but she had been in the hotel's gym the entire night. Later that night, I took a nice relaxing soak in the jacuzzi, pouring their complimentary bath salts into the white, circular tub. I was almost falling asleep when someone knocked on the door. "Hold on!" I screamed, pulling a crisp white towel around my body. I opened the door. Caitlin. Out of everyone on the team, I could swear that she liked me the least. "Get ready," she hissed. "We're going to meet the rest of the team at the bar down the street." She looked really excited, doing something so bad for once I don't know. I grimaced. "It's almost midnight, and we really should get some sleep for tomorrow." She pushed by me and opened my suitcase. She pulled out a pair of jeans and a V-neck that I had planned to wear on the way home. "Put these on, and try to hurry." I reluctantly agreed, knowing so many things could go wrong if I went along with their little celebration. Caitlin and I took a taxi to the bar, and sure enough, the rest of my teammates were at the bar taking shots. I don't remember the rest of that night. Lots of alcohol and dancing, and when I woke up, I was next to the ice machine in my hotel hallway. I yawned and looked at my watch. 11:15 a.m. "Dang it, the buffet is closed," was my first thought. Dang it, the van leaves in 15 minutes for the state championship." I stumbled down the hall and fumbled with my card. I grabbed my gear, wishing I had a painkiller for the fuzzy headache I had. I had 3 minutes to get down to the van. I felt like crying. How could I be so stupid? I saw the van door sliding closed as I jogged out of the elevator door. I paused. A woman was on the ground, crying, her phone in her hand. I tapped her on the shoulder. "Excuse me? Are you okay?" When she stood up, there was no trace that she had been crying, although I had heard her all the way from by the elevators. "Of course, dear, just dropped my telephone." She looked to be in her early to mid-70s. She had bright yellow eyes. "Crap," I whispered. She looked at me expectantly. "I'm on the hockey team and our van just left for finals." I put my hands on my face and groaned. "Well, dear, I could take you there if you need. I go every year." I exhaled, my heartbeat returning to normal for the first time since I had woken up 20 minutes ago. "Thank you so much," I said, walking out to her car. "I'll just need to put a bag of gear in the trunk." She nodded. "I understand, my daughter used to play. She was one of the best on the team, but she passed away in a car crash." "I'm sorry," I said, unsure of what else to say. She gripped the steering wheel hard, and nodded, her lips pressed into a tight line. She took a long blink, and then pulled out of the parking lot. "We should get there about the same time as them," she said. "There's a van that just turned onto that bridge up there. I don't really like that bridge. It brings back painful memories. Plus, this way is faster." She suddenly took a sharp turn to the right. At this point, I was beginning to regret taking her offer for a ride. She was clearly a reckless driver, and who knew where she was taking me? I texted two of my teammates, "Got a ride?" I got a response from one of them. What position did your daughter play?" I asked tentatively. "Oh, I don't remember. She told me several times, but I'm not really a hockey mom." We sat in an uncomfortable silence for several minutes before she said, "I found out in that hotel lobby, actually, about how she died." I didn't say anything. I desperately wanted to get out of the car. Thankfully, we soon arrived, and she walked into the women's restroom and I into the locker room. My team wasn't there, and I walked back to the restrooms to ask to borrow her phone, as mine had died. She had gone in less than 30 seconds before, but strangely, the bathroom was completely empty. I walked back to the locker room and waited. And waited. And waited. After 30 minutes, the door opened. The other team's coach. He kneeled down to my level. "Hey, sweetie. You didn't take the van?" I shook my head no. I got a ride. I assume you haven't heard the news yet, he said. A pit formed in my stomach. I could only manage to shake my head. Your team got in a crash. The van went off the bridge. I couldn't breathe. The coach called a taxi and I felt numb. I sat in the back seat, and I didn't even notice when the driver pulled up to my hotel. I slowly walked through the lobby. I was hit with a wave of déjà vu when I saw a middle-aged woman crumpled on the ground sobbing. I tapped her shoulder once again. I stood up, and she was sobbing. "Are you all right?" I asked. She continued to sob, and shook her head. When she opened her eyes, I could see that her eyes were a piercing bright yellow.